Hello CMA students, especially final students. Recently, ICMAI has introduced tax audit chapter for final direct taxation. Today, I am going to thoroughly discuss about tax audit chapter. See, this is the material for tax audit chapter. I have given this material as a link to this YouTube video. The material is available in my Telegram channel. You can access and download the video. Now, sir, why tax audit chapter is suddenly introduced in CMA final direct taxation? Because nowadays, Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of India, it is fighting very hard to get tax audit signature even for cost accountants as well. So, you have to be prepared to do tax audit. You should have sound knowledge about tax audit. That's why for all CMA aspirants, CMA final students also, tax audit chapter is introduced. Okay. So that is the reason why this chapter is being introduced. I hope my voice is audible clearly. Now, let us see what tax audit is all about. And as ICMAI wants tax audit signature for cost accountants as well, it is fighting with Ministry of Finance. In upcoming December 25 attempt, I am hoping at least some questions will be asked from tax audit chapter as well. Maybe one descriptive question may be asked 7 marks, or at least 2 MCQs can be asked from this chapter. So please listen thoroughly till the end, you will understand. Okay. Now shall we start discussing tax audit? See, before we discuss tax audit, you should have very good knowledge about PGBP provisions. Because in tax audit, what tax auditor will do, like he will verify all the accounts and he will see whether tax compliances are properly met or not. In PGBP, what we will do? We will do calculation. We will take net profit as per Companies Act or net profit as per accounts as base. We will do some adjustments. There will be some disallowed expenses. We will add back. There will be some disallowed incomes. We will reduce. There will be some additional expenses allowed as deduction that we will reduce. So, like if TDS is not deducted for non-resident, 100% of the expenditure is disallowed. If TDS is not deducted for resident, then 30% of the expenditure is disallowed. So, wherever the expenditure is disallowed, all those points tax auditor is required to report while preparing the tax audit report. Okay, so we are going to discuss when tax audit is applicable and what is the tax audit report, how many clauses are there in tax audit report. All this we are going to discuss very clearly in this video. First of all, section 44AB, audit of accounts. So, who are required to get their books of accounts audited under Income Tax Act? Where it was said in section 44AB. So, what section 44AB is telling? Section 44, in case of business SSC, tax audit is required for all businesses if turnover is more than 1 crore. Sir, what do you mean by this? Let's say there is an individual, his name is Priyatam. Okay, he is doing 2 businesses. Let's say he is into cotton business. Cotton business turnover is 70 lakhs. He is into chocolate business also. In chocolate business, turnover is 60 lakhs. Individually, turnover is less than 1 crore. But what the provision is, as per the provision, in case of business SSC, if turnover is more than 1 crore, then tax audit is applicable. Now, the confusion is, sir, do we need to check turnover for each business or do we need to check turnover for all businesses? The answer is you need to check turnover for all businesses. All businesses together turnover is 130 lakhs, which is more than 1 crore. Therefore, tax audit is applicable under section 44AB. Tax audit is applicable. Now, sir, whether tax audit is applicable only for cotton business or only for chocolate business? No. Tax audit is applicable for cotton business as well. Tax audit is also applicable for chocolate business as well. Are you able to understand? That means what? First, if any client comes to you, ask him how many businesses he has. Take all the businesses, turnover of all businesses, aggregate turnover of all businesses. If it is more than 1 crore, then tax audit is applicable. So please remember, 1 crore limit is not for each business, it is for all businesses together. If aggregate turnover of all businesses is more than 1 crore, then tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? Till here, did you understand? Everybody? Next, if below conditions are satisfied, tax audit is required if turnover is more than 10 crores. So, what he is saying, generally turnover limit for applicability of tax audit is 1 crore. But there is one exception. Here, two conditions are given, condition 1, condition 2. If both these conditions are satisfied, what is the conjunction? Conjunction is and. If both the conditions are satisfied, then in place of 1 crore, turnover limit is 10 crore. Are you able to understand? So, let's say a business person came to you. Businessman came to you. Now you have to ask him two questions. Question 1, aggregate cash receipts. Aggregate cash receipts. Aggregate cash receipts of all businesses is less than or equal to 5% of total receipts. Question number 2, aggregate cash payments of all businesses. All businesses. If it is less than or equal to 5% of total payments. You need to ask both these questions. Conjunction is and. If both conditions are satisfied, that means if both conditions are satisfied, C1 and C2 satisfied, in that case, turnover limit is 10 crore rupees. If answer is no, that means if C1 is not satisfied or if C2 is not satisfied or if C1 and C2 are not satisfied, in that case, turnover limit is 1 crore. Did you understand? So, here important, what is important is when you are checking these two conditions for chocolate business and for cotton business, for both the businesses, in both the businesses, whatever the cash receipts are there, you have to take the cash receipts for total cash receipts. Okay, so you have to take aggregate cash receipts of all businesses. So don't check individually, take all businesses. In all businesses, whatever the cash receipts are there, let's say in cotton business cash receipts are 10 lakhs. In chocolate business cash receipts are 15 lakhs. Total cash receipts 25 lakhs. What you need to take? You need to take total cash receipts. You have to take aggregate cash receipts of all businesses. If aggregate cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts of all businesses. Total receipts of all businesses. All businesses. In that case, question 1 is satisfied. Condition 1 is satisfied. If aggregate cash payments of all businesses are less than or equal to 5% of total payments of all businesses. If both these conditions are satisfied, then threshold limit is 10 crore and up to 10 crore tax audit is not applicable. Audit is not applicable. If turnover is more than 10 crore, then tax audit is applicable. If answer to the question is no, then up to 1 crore, turnover up to 1 crore, tax audit not applicable. If turnover is more than 1 crore, then tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? So any businessman comes to you, ask him these two questions. Aggregate cash receipts of all businesses. If they are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts, aggregate cash payments of all payments. If they are less than or equal to 5% of total payments. If both the conditions are satisfied, then up to 10 crores tax audit is not applicable. Otherwise, the threshold limit is 1 crore. Up to 1 crore tax audit is not applicable. Now, you can see payment or receipt by non-account payee check. See, if any payment is made by any check other than account payee check, let's say payment is made by bearer check or payment is made by crossed check. If any payment is made by bearer check or crossed check, they are not account payee check. They are other than account payee check. It will be treated as cash payment only. Are you able to understand? So if any payment is made by bearer check or crossed check, it will be deemed as cash payment. Similarly, if any amount is received, okay, by crossed check or bearer check, it will be treated as cash receipt only. Only if payment is made by account payee check, then only it will be treated as bank payment. Only if any payment is received by account payee check, then only it will be treated as bank receipt. Are you able to understand? So quickly, up to, like, generally turnover limit for applicability of tax audit is 1 crore. Up to 1 crore tax audit is not applicable. Next, but there is one exception. If cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts, if cash payments are less than or equal to 5% of total payments, if both the conditions are satisfied, up to 10 crores tax audit is not applicable. Are you able to understand? Now, when you are calculating threshold limit of 1 crore rupees, whatever the threshold limit of 1 crore is there, when you are calculating this threshold limit, you should not consider individual business, you should consider all businesses together. All businesses together, if turnover is more than 1 crore, tax audit is applicable for all businesses, not individual business. Next. If any payment or receipt is made by other than account payee check, it will be treated as cash payment or cash receipt. Okay. Sir, please revision videos for CMA final. Yes, after this, I am going to do all the revision videos for CMA final. You need not worry. So this is about tax audit applicability for business. Did you understand? So very simple, tax audit applicability for business. Next, for professions. In case of professional SSC, tax audit is required if gross receipts are more than 50 lakhs. So for professional, what is the threshold limit? 50 lakh rupees. I am a chartered accountant. I am a chartered accountant in practice. I am a professional. In my profession, if my gross receipts are more than 50 lakhs, I need to get my books of accounts also audited by another chartered accountant. Advocate is there, okay, lawyer is there. In his profession, if he gets gross receipts more than 50 lakhs, he is also required to get his books of accounts audited. Are you able to understand? So, in case of profession, what is the threshold limit? Profession. If gross receipts are less than or equal to 50 lakhs, tax audit is not applicable. If gross receipts are more than 50 lakhs in a previous year, okay, whatever this limit is there, that is for previous year, then tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? Now, for example, an individual is having two professions. In that case, do we need to consider gross receipt for each profession or gross receipts for all professions? For example, there is me, Uma is there. Like I am doing chartered accountancy profession. I am also into teaching profession. So I am dealing with two professions. In chartered accountancy profession, gross receipts are 35 lakhs. In teaching profession, gross receipts are 20 lakhs. Individually, gross receipts are less than 50 lakhs. Now, whether tax audit is applicable to me? Yes, tax audit is applicable because when you are calculating limit of this 50 lakhs, okay, you should not consider individual profession. You should consider aggregate gross receipts in all professions. Aggregate gross receipts in all professions is equal to 30 plus 35 plus 20, 55 lakhs, which is more than 50 lakhs. So tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? For example, there is an individual, Uma, he is doing business and he is also having profession. I am doing business, I am also doing profession. Now, in business, my turnover is 80 lakhs. In my profession, gross receipts are 40 lakhs. Now, am I required to get tax audit? See, the thing is, business is different, profession is different. For business, separate threshold limit of 1 crore is applicable. For profession, separate limit of 50 lakhs is applicable. So in business, turnover is less than 1 crore. In profession also, gross receipts are less than 50 lakhs. Tax audit is not applicable. That means what? Whatever the threshold limit, 1 crore 50 lakhs is there, that you have to apply separately for business and profession in case of a person. So in case of single person, if he is doing business, if he is also doing profession, don't apply simultaneously. For business, separate threshold limit of 1 crore is applicable. For profession, separate gross receipts of 50 lakhs are applicable. Are you able to understand? See the depth. Are you able to understand? Because we are going to do questions also at this level of depth. ICMA has given tax audit chapter. Okay, so whatever the limits are there, for business separate limit of 1 crore is applicable. For profession, separate limit of 50 lakhs is applicable. Are you able to understand? You can see here, if SSC threshold limit of 1 crore or 50 lakhs is applicable for all businesses, all professions together. Okay, so individually for businesses 1 crore is the limit, individually for professions 50 lakhs is the limit. Okay, that's why I use a different color. 1 crore red color for all businesses, 50 lakhs purple color for all professions. Okay, so individually for business, turnover limit is 1 crore. Individually for all professions, gross receipts limit is 50 lakhs. So till here, did you understand, everybody? Shall we do some questions? This material is shared in my Telegram channel as well as link to this YouTube video. Open page number 13. Please open page number 13. Examine applicability of tax audit under section 44AB in following cases. So you can see turnover is given. Business A, business B and profession A. We have to tell whether tax audit is applicable or not. In business A, turnover is 72 lakhs. In business B, turnover is 0. In profession, 54 lakhs. So, we have to check for businesses separately, profession separately. So, business A plus business B, how much is turnover? 72 lakhs, which is less than 1 crore. But in case of profession, gross receipts are 54 lakhs. That means gross receipts are more than 50 lakhs. See, in business turnover is less than 1 crore. But in profession, gross receipts are more than 50 lakhs. So, tax audit is applicable. Sir, whether tax audit is applicable only for profession? No. Tax audit is applicable for profession as well as tax audit is also applicable for business. For both business and profession, tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? How, sir? I have told you here. We have to check for each business separately and profession separately. See, tax audit requirement under section 44AB is not applicable for individual business, individual profession. Tax audit is applicable for SSC. When tax audit is applicable for SSC, for all the businesses he is doing, for all the professions he is doing, tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? See, for checking whether tax audit is applicable or not, we will check threshold of 1 crore for business, 50 lakhs for profession. But once tax audit is applicable for SSC. When tax audit is applicable for SSC, it is applicable for all his businesses, all his professions. Okay, so write down once tax audit is applicable. Once tax audit is applicable, it is applicable for SSC. It is applicable for SSC. That means what? It is applicable for all businesses and professions of SSC. And professions of. Okay. Yes, once it is applicable for all businesses and all professions. But when you are checking, check separately for business, separately for profession. When checking for business, threshold limit is 1 crore. When checking for profession, threshold limit is 50 lakhs. If any one is applicable, because of business, tax audit is applicable. It is applicable for professional. Because of profession, tax audit is applicable. Then tax audit is applicable for business also. Next, question number 2. Shall we discuss? Business A, 86 lakhs. Business B, 0. So, 86 lakhs plus 0. Total turnover 86 lakhs, which is less than 1 crore. In profession, gross receipts are less than 50 lakhs. So, business turnover is less than 1 crore. Profession gross receipts are less than 50 lakhs. So, tax audit is not applicable. Tax audit is not applicable for business. Tax audit is not applicable for profession. Next. He is only having business. Business 1, business 2. Do we need to check individually or do we need to check aggregatedly? We need to check aggregatedly. So, 65 lakhs plus 40 lakhs. Total 105 lakhs, which is more than 1 crore. So, tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? I hope till here you got clarity. Sir, do we have to write formats of 3CB or 3CD in exams? Have patience, I will come to it, then I will discuss. Okay. This much you got clarity, right? Let's go back to the concept. Next, tax point is there. Listen carefully. If SSC has only non-business or non-professional income, then 44AB is not applicable. What do you mean by this? I am getting only interest income. Interest income from fixed deposits. It is taxable under income from other sources. But whatever the interest income is there, interest income I received is 1.5 crore, which is more than 1 crore. Sir, whether tax audit is applicable? No, tax audit is not applicable. Only if you have business income, only if you have profession income, then only tax audit is applicable. Other than business, other than profession, if you have any other income, then tax audit is not applicable. Let's say you received rental income. You received rental income of 2 crores. It is more than 1 crore. Whether tax audit is applicable? No. Tax audit is applicable only if you are doing business or only if you are doing profession. Next, I am getting salary income. Let's say I got salary of 4 crores. Salary 4 crores is more than 1 crore. Sir, whether tax audit is applicable? No, not applicable. So if you are not having business income, if you are not having professional income, if you are having any other income, if that any other income is more than 1 crore, then tax audit is not applicable. Are you able to understand? What if his business is a investing company? Yes, then tax audit is applicable. You are saying business. The moment you say business, he is doing business. Whenever he do business, 1 crore threshold limit is applicable. If he is not doing business, if he is not doing profession, if we get any income that is taxable under other heads, house property, salary, other sources, capital gain. Let's say I got capital gain of 7 crores. Now it is more than 1 crore. Whether tax audit is applicable? No, tax audit is not applicable. Okay. Yes, basically PGBP income should be there. Not income, turnover, because there is difference between turnover and income. Turnover is sales. Income is net profit. Okay. What you need to check is not income. You need to check is turnover. Based on turnover, we are going to determine the tax audit. Tax audit applicability. Next. Here, I wanted to teach some 3-4 important points. Please listen. Please don't think first part only I am explaining lot of time, because remaining part we can close quickly. Initial part only lot of discussion is there. Okay. What I said, if a businessman comes to you, you have to ask 2 questions. Sir, in your business, if cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts, if cash payments are less than or equal to 5% of total payments, if both the conditions are satisfied, up to 10 crore tax audit is not applicable. If cash receipts are more than 5% of total receipts, or if cash payments are more than 5% of total payments, in that case, up to 1 crore tax audit is not applicable. Now, shall we do second question? Open question number 2. First open question number 3, then we will see question number 2. Open question number 3. Now, the following information is noted from records of PQR Limited engaged in two businesses: sale of computer and sale of ready-made garments for previous year ending on 31st March 2025. So, computer business, sales are done through bank. How much? 300 lakhs, and garments 50 lakhs. Sales made in cash. Computer 0, garment business 200 lakhs. Purchases through banking channel 250 lakhs and 200 lakhs. See, first you need to check condition 1. What is condition 1? Condition 1, cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts. Okay, when you are calculating these cash receipts, do you calculate cash receipt for each business or do you calculate aggregate cash receipts? What I have told you, you have to take aggregate cash receipts, correct? So let us take aggregate cash receipts. How much are cash receipts? Tell me. Cash receipts. Sales made in cash, 200 lakhs. So cash receipts are 200 lakhs. How much are total receipts? Cash receipts 200 lakhs. Total receipts. Total receipts means cash receipts plus bank receipts. So total receipts means 300 lakhs plus 50 lakhs plus 0 plus 200 lakhs. How much are total receipts? 550 lakhs, right? 300 plus 50 plus 0 plus 200. 550 lakhs. Now do the calculation. Cash receipts by total receipts into 100. Cash receipts are 200 lakhs divided by 550 lakhs into 100. How much? 200 by 550 into 100. 36.36%. That means whether cash receipts are less than 5% or cash receipts are more than 5%. Cash receipts are more than 5% of total receipts. See, cash receipts are more than 5% of total receipts. So whether this condition is satisfied, this condition is not satisfied. As this condition is not satisfied, what is the threshold limit? Then threshold limit is 1 crore. Threshold limit is not 10 crores, threshold limit is 1 crore. Are you able to understand? So how much is turnover here? Here total receipts, nothing but turnover. Turnover is 550 lakhs, which is more than 1 crore. So tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? If both the conditions are satisfied, cash receipts less than 5% of total receipts, cash payment less than 5% of total payments, both these conditions are satisfied, then only 10 crore threshold limit is applicable. Here condition 1 only not satisfied, then 1 crore threshold limit is applicable. See, whatever the criteria is there, that criteria is required to be checked for each year independently. For 24-25, you will check the criteria. Satisfied 10 crore. For 25-26, you will check the criteria. Criteria not satisfied. 1 crore threshold limit is applicable. For every year independently, you have to check the criteria. Okay. I hope you understood, Hari. Whatever this criteria is there, this is applicable year on year. Applicable for each year separately. I hope you got clarity now. So you can read the answer. See, both the conditions are given. If both the conditions are satisfied, then 10 crore rupees. In this respect, SSC is engaged in multiple businesses, then aggregate turnover or gross receipts is required to be considered. You can see, since cash sales constitute more than 5% of total receipts made by the company during the previous year, company cannot avail benefit of 10 crore rupees. Company cannot take benefit of 10 crore rupees. Threshold limit applicable is only 1 crore. Further, sales made by company exceed 1 crore rupees. Hence, tax audit is applicable for SSC company. Tax audit is applicable for SSC and not for each business carried on by it. Very, very, very important. I told you, once tax audit is applicable, it is applicable for SSC. It is not applicable for individual business. That's why once tax audit is applicable, it is applicable for SSC and all businesses and all professions done by the SSC. Okay. So did you understand question number 3? Now, shall we discuss question number 2? Everybody. Before we discuss question number 2, here what I said aggregate of all cash receipts, correct? Aggregate of all cash receipts. Aggregate of all cash receipts. Sir, that means, do we need to take only sales? Aggregate of all cash receipts means, see, we need to check whether cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts or not. For the purpose of checking, what we will take aggregate cash receipts. Sir, what do you mean by aggregate cash receipts? Aggregate cash receipts means cash received for any purpose, whether cash received through sale of raw material or finished goods, whether cash received for sale of fixed assets or sale of scrap. Even that is also to be considered in calculation of cash receipts. Let's say you received advance. Even that is also treated as cash receipts. In business, whatever the money that you receive, every amount that is received by you, it will be treated as cash receipts only. Are you able to understand? See, for checking turnover, 1 crore or 50 lakhs, we will take only turnover. Here, not only turnover, sale of raw material or finished goods is turnover, but sale of fixed assets is not turnover. Even though it is not turnover, still it should be considered in calculation of aggregate cash receipts. Are you able to understand? When you are calculating aggregate cash receipts, you have to consider all amount that is received in the business, whether amount is received for sale of material or whether amount is received for sale of asset or rental income received or advance amount received. All the amounts, whatever the money that you receive in business, that will be treated as cash receipt, and you have to consider aggregate cash receipts. Are you able to understand? Next, second condition, cash payments less than or equal to 5% of total payments. Now, what you need to consider here, you need to consider aggregate cash payments. Sir, what do you mean by aggregate cash payments? Whether you are making for purchase of raw material or purchase of goods, whether you are making payment for purchase of fixed asset, whether you are making payment for any advance, or whether you are making payment for any expenses, whether revenue or capital, whatever the payment that you make in your business, all payments are to be considered for the purpose of aggregate cash payments. Are you able to understand? Whether you made payment for purchase of raw material, whether you made payment for purchase of fixed asset. Purchase of fixed asset is capital expenditure. Purchase of raw material is revenue expenditure. No differentiation. Every payment, whether it is revenue payment or capital expenditure payment, all cash payments are to be considered for evaluating this condition. If aggregate cash payments, whether for revenue expenditure or capital expenditure, all cash payments, like if all cash payments are less than or equal to 5% of total payments, then condition 2 is satisfied. Are you able to understand? Now, shall we do question number 2? So, here aggregate cash receipts, aggregate of all cash payments means you need to consider revenue cash receipts, capital cash receipts. You have to consider revenue cash payments and capital cash payments. So, all receipts and all payments are to be considered. See, on first part only he asked 3 questions. All the questions that we are doing right now, these are institute material questions. So you have to be careful. You can check the material released by ICMAI, same questions will be there. I copied from institute material and I have prepared the compact material in an understandable way. So shall we start doing question number 2, everybody? The following information is noted from records of ABC and Company, a partnership firm engaged in manufacturing and trading of goods for previous year ending 31st March 2025. You can see sale or purchase of machine. It is capex, right? Capital expenditure. Do we consider capital receipts, capital payments? Yes, we will consider capital receipts and capital payments also for calculation of aggregate cash receipts and aggregate cash payments. Okay. So cash, neft means nothing but bank receipt or bank payment, correct? Next, total percentage of cash as a percentage of total cash. Receipts and payments. First, we will focus on receipts. How much are cash receipts? Cash receipts are 1.3 rupees in lakhs. Cash receipts 1.3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Advance received. Even though it is advance, still you have to consider as cash receipt. Next, sale of goods 25 lakhs. Other receipts 16 lakhs. Total 46.3 lakhs. Those are cash receipts. How much are total receipts? 981.3 lakhs. So 46.3 cash receipts plus 935 bank receipts. Total receipts are 981.3 lakhs. This is total receipts. Now tell me how much are cash receipts? Question number 3. Cash receipts are 46.3 lakhs. Total receipts 981.3 lakhs. Now, cash receipts by total receipts into 100. 46.3 lakhs divided by 981.3 lakhs into 100. How much? 4.7182%. That means less than 5%. Therefore, cash receipts are less than 5% of total receipts. Whether condition 1 is satisfied? Yes, condition 1 is satisfied. If condition 2 is also satisfied, then threshold limit applicable is 10 crore. Okay. cash receipts. Sorry, cash payments. Check 82 lakhs, 35 lakhs, 100 lakhs. See, 100 lakhs is for raw material. This is for purchase of car. Car is fixed asset. Even for car purchase, if you make any cash payment, that will be considered. Whether it is revenue or capital, don't consider. Forget. Very simple. All cash payments consider. Okay. Finished goods 108 lakhs. Other receipts 152 lakhs. Now, all are bank payments only. All these are bank payments. Bank payments 477 lakhs, correct? Bank payment 477 lakhs. How much is cash payment? 10 lakhs, 2 lakhs and 16 lakhs. Cash payment 28 lakhs. So consider cash payment 28 lakhs, bank payment 477 lakhs. How much is total payment? 477 plus 28, 505 lakhs, which is more than, total payment 505 lakhs. Now we have to take percentage. Cash payment divided by total payment into 100. Cash payment 28 lakhs, total payment 505 lakhs into 100. 5.544%. Wow. Unfortunately, it is more than 5%. Here, cash payment is more than 5% of total payment. So whether condition 2 is satisfied, condition 2 is not satisfied. So therefore, threshold limit is threshold limit is threshold limit is 1 crore. Sameta, can you make it easier? What I have to make it easier? Which concept? So therefore, threshold limit applicable is 1 crore. And how much are sales made here? Sales made are 25 lakhs plus 580 lakhs, 605 lakhs. Sales are 605 lakhs, which is more than 1 crore. So tax audit is applicable in the given case. Did you understand? Everybody? I hope you got clarity. So next fourth question and fifth question, these two are relating to 3CD. Okay. So everybody, did you understand 44AB? Next we will discuss 44AB read with 44AD. Do you remember 44AD? Presumptive provisions. So as per 44AD, who can choose 44AD? Resident individual, resident HUF, resident partnership firm other than LLP can choose 44AD. As per 44AD, how much is presumptive income? As per 44AD, presumptive income is equal to 8% of cash turnover plus 6% of bank turnover. That will be treated as presumptive income. Correct? Next, who can choose 44 AD? So, any businessman came to you. If any businessman comes, you will ask him only one question. In your business, if cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts. Cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts. If answer to this question is yes, then threshold limit is 2 crores. Sorry, threshold limit is 3 crores. If answer to this question is no, then threshold limit is 2 crores. That means if turnover is less than or equal to 3 crores, 44 AD can be chosen. If turnover is more than 3 crores, then 44 AD cannot be. Here, if turnover is less than or equal to 2 crores, then 44 AD can be chosen. If turnover is more than 2 crores, then 44 AD cannot be. That means what? Any businessman came to you, you will ask him one question. Sir, in your business, if cash receipts are less than 5% of total receipts. If yes, then up to 3 crore rupees, you can disclose presumptive income under 44 AD. If cash receipts are more than 5% of total receipts, in that case, up to 2 crores only, presumptive income can be disclosed under section 44 AD. Okay. Next. See, those who are disclosing presumptive income, for them, tax audit is not applicable. We have discussed. If anyone is disclosing presumptive income, they are not required to maintain books of accounts. Tax audit is not applicable. So, if I am choosing 44 AD or 44 ADA, presumptive provisions, tax audit is not applicable. But the point is, for any previous year, if SSC discloses income lower than presumptive income, he becomes ineligible to choose 44 AD for subsequent 5 years. What do you mean by this? In previous year 23-24, I disclosed income under 44 AD. In 24-25 also, I disclosed income under 44 AD. In 25-26, there is loss. And I wanted to show actual loss. The thing is, once you choose 44 AD, for 5 years, you have to choose 44 AD. But in this year, did I choose 44 AD? I opted out of 44 AD. Correct? I opted out of 44 AD. Once I opted out, for next 5 years, I cannot choose 44 AD. Are you able to understand? I can't choose 44 AD. So that is the punishment. Once you choose 44 AD, as per presumptive provisions only, you have to disclose your income for 5 years. Once you choose 44 AD, in next 5 years, if you violate 44 AD, if you opt out of 44 AD, for next 5 years, you cannot choose 44 AD. So for 25-26 and next 5 years, in these years, if total income is more than basic exemption limit, then tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? So once you come out of 44 AD, for next 5 years, you cannot choose 44 AD. The year in which you came out of 44 AD, that year and next 5 years, in those years, two conditions are required to be satisfied. Condition 1, you are not choosing, you cannot choose 44AD. Condition 2, total income should be greater than basic exemption limit. If these two conditions are satisfied, then tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? Sir, whether total receipts include bank receipts? Yes. Total receipts means cash receipts plus bank receipts. So cash receipts divided by total receipts into 100. That's how you will calculate. Okay. You can see this point. SSE covered under 44AD4 and total income is greater than basic exemption limit. Then tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? Super. I will summarize. Generally, if you are choosing presumptive provisions, 44AD is not applicable. But once you choose 44AD, for 5 years you have to choose 44AD. In these 5 years, if you opt out of 44AD, if you violate 44AD, then for next 5 years you cannot choose 44AD. So what generally you have to choose 44AD continuously for 5 years. If you violate, punishment. What is punishment? For next 5 years you cannot choose 44AD. So in the year of violation and next 5 years. In the year of violation and next 5 years, you cannot choose 44AD. That is condition 1. Condition 2, in those years, if total income is more than basic exemption limit, then tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? (44AB) read with section 44 ADA. Generally 44 ADA is for notified professional. If SSE is disclosing presumptive income as per section 44 ADA1, then tax audit is not applicable. See, who can choose 44 ADA? Notified professionals can choose 44 ADA, correct? Notified professionals. Who are notified professionals? Chartered accountant, lawyer, cost accountant, company secretary, interior designer, okay, film artist, all these will be treated as authorized representative, all these will be treated as notified professionals, correct? So, notified professionals can choose 44 ADA. So, if any notified professional comes, you have to ask him one question. Sir, in your business, whether cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipts? If answer to this question is yes, then threshold limit is 75 lakhs. If answer to this question is no, then threshold limit is 50 lakhs. That means what? If gross receipts are less than or equal to 75 lakhs, then 44 ADA can be chosen. If gross receipts are more than 75 lakhs, then 44 ADA cannot be chosen. Here, if gross receipts are less than or equal to 50 lakhs, 44 ADA can be chosen. Here, if gross receipts are more than 50 lakhs, 44 ADA can be chosen. Did you understand? So normally, if any notified professional comes to you, you have to ask him, sir, in your business, in your profession, if cash receipts are less than or equal to 5% of total receipt. If answer is yes, up to 75 lakhs, they can disclose income under presumptive provisions. If answer is no, up to 50 lakhs only, presumptive provisions can be chosen. How much will be taken as presumptive income? Presumptive income is equal to 50% of gross receipt. This we have already discussed in class when I am explaining PGBP provisions. Okay. Now, if anyone is disclosing presumptive income as per 44 AD, then tax audit is not applicable. Let's say I am a chartered accountant. Every year, I should disclose minimum 50% of gross receipts as presumptive income. In any previous year, for any previous year, if SSC discloses income lower than presumptive income, that means like SSC actual income is lower than presumptive income for any previous year. And in that previous year, total income is more than basic exemption limit. Let's say in 25-26, I am doing practice. I am a CA in practice. My gross receipts are 40 lakhs. My expenses are 30 lakhs. How much is my net profit? My net profit is 10 lakhs. That means how much is my actual income? Actual income is 10 lakhs. How much is 50% of gross receipts? 50% of gross receipts means 20 lakhs. Here 10 lakhs is less than 20 lakhs. Actual income is less than 50% of gross receipts. In this year, from clients I got 40 lakhs. But there are many expenses. Staff expenses are there. Laptops I purchased. Depreciation is there. Rent expenditure is there. Electricity is there. Water bills are there. All expenses are 30 lakhs. My profit is only 10 lakhs. So, can I choose 44 ADA? Yes. Because my gross receipts are less than 50 lakhs. But if 44 ADA is chosen, presumptive income is equal to 50% of gross receipts. Now, 50% of gross receipts means 40 lakhs into 50%, which is 20 lakhs, correct? Now, the thing is, my income is only 10 lakhs. How can I show 20 lakhs as income? How can I pay tax on 20 lakhs? So, I will disclose only actual income. If I disclose only actual income, then if actual income is less than 10 lakhs and my total income is 10 lakhs, which is greater than basic exemption limit. So, in this case, tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? If I disclose minimum 50% of gross receipts, presumptive income, then tax audit is not applicable. But if I disclose my income lower than presumptive income, so here presumptive income is 50% of gross receipts. My actual income is less than 50% of gross receipts. In this case, tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? So, if SSC discloses income lower than presumptive income and total income is more than basic exemption limit, if both these conditions are satisfied, what is the conjunction and? Then tax audit is applicable under section 44AB. Okay. So, condition 1, actual income is less than presumptive income. Condition 2, total income is more than basic exemption limit. If both these conditions are satisfied, then tax audit is applicable under 44AB. You are disclosing 50% of gross receipts or more than that as presumptive income. Tax audit is not applicable. If you disclose income lower than presumptive income, then only tax audit is applicable. Next. Section 44AB read with section 44AE, 44BB, 44BBB. See, 44BB, 44BBB, these are presumptive income sections for non-residents. I have discussed in non-resident taxation. Non-residents who are engaged in power sector turnkey projects, they can disclose income under 44BBB. Presumptive income is equal to 10% of gross receipts. Okay. Now 44AE, you know 44AE, right? Flying, hiring and leasing of goods carriages. Flying, hiring and leasing of goods carriages. So like 44AE, how much is presumptive income? presumptive income, like we have heavy goods vehicle, light goods vehicle will be there. For heavy goods vehicle 7,500 per month, for light goods vehicle 1000 rupees per month. So those who are choosing 44 AE, 44 BB, 44 BBB, they should disclose presumptive income. But those who are choosing 44 AE, 44 BB, 44 BBB, if actual income is less than presumptive income, then tax audit is applicable. Are you able to understand? Then tax audit is Are you able to understand? Simple. 44 AD. Actual income less than presumptive income and total income greater than basic exemption limit. Tax audit is applicable. 44 ADA, same as it is. Actual income less than presumptive income and total income greater than basic exemption limit. Then also tax audit is applicable. 44 AE, 44 B, 44 BB, 44 BBB. Only condition 1, actual income less than presumptive income. Condition 2 is not applicable. In this case, tax audit is applicable. Did you understand? For 44 AD, this is also to be satisfied. For 44 ADA, this is also to be satisfied. For 44 AE, condition 2 is not applicable. Are you able to understand? Sir, you are the only faculty who has touched this new topic of CMA syllabus. Thank you. Generally, I teach in Laksha College of Commerce. My students are after me to explain this topic. I will give credit to my students. They are constantly after me to explain this topic. So last 3-4 days, I have done. I have kept lot of efforts on preparing the material, and today I am before you. Next, general tax points. Just because SSC's accounts are audited under another law does not exempt tax audit compliance. Let's say a company is there, Reliance Limited. Reliance Limited already got its books of accounts audited under Companies Act. Sir, again, whether books are required to be audited under Income Tax Act? Yes. Just because Companies Act audit is done, you cannot say income tax audit is not applicable. Even though Companies Act audit is done, still you have to get your books of accounts audited under Income Tax Act. Are you able to understand? Next, to comply with section 44AB, SSC must also submit audit report in form 3CA, 3CB plus 3CD signed by a chartered accountant. See, right now tax audit signing power is only with chartered accountant. ICMAI, it is fighting very hard with Ministry of Finance, and I feel there are more chances even cost accountants will also get signing power. That's why they have inserted this tax audit chapter. So let's hope for the good news. In future, cost accountants may also sign the audit report. Abhi to right now, tax audit report is signed only by chartered accountants. Next, what is due date for submitting tax audit report? See, what is ITR due date? If tax audit is applicable. Then ITR due date is 31st October of assessment year. Whatever ITR due date is there, 1 month before. 1 month before means 30th September of assessment year. So, on or before 30th September, this is due date for submitting tax audit report. Due date for submitting Tax audit report. So 1 month before ITR due date, you have to go to chartered accountant and you have to submit the tax audit report. So for submitting tax audit report, due date is 30th September, this month end. For filing ITR, due date is 31st. Next. Till now I am saying turnover 1 crore, gross receipts 50 lakhs. Sir, what do you mean by turnover? What do you mean by gross receipts? That I am going to explain right now. Turnover and gross receipts. Shall we discuss what turnover means and what gross receipts mean? Everybody. I think it will take another 1 hour or 1.5 hours to discuss. Maybe 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes. Are you comfortable or can we discuss this as part 2? Students, you have to tell. Shall I continue? Okay, perfect. Turnover. See, very simple. Turnover means with regard to sales or with regard to services, whatever the amount received, total amount will be treated as turnover. You can see aggregate amount received for sales as well as services. So for doing sales and for doing services, whatever the amount that is received, aggregate amount will be treated as turnover. So aggregate amount for which sales are affected or services are rendered by an enterprise. It would include not only sale of goods but also sale of services. Tax treatment for various items listed on invoice while calculating the turnover. See, if any, see in invoice various items are there: trade discount, turnover discount, cash discount, commission. Sir, whether these are to be included in turnover or not. If any trade discount is given, trade discount is to be excluded provided discount is allowed in the invoice itself. So trade discount should be clearly mentioned in the invoice. If trade discount is clearly mentioned in the invoice, then trade discount amount you will not consider, you will exclude in calculation of turnover. What do you mean by this? Let's say invoice will be prepared. In invoice it was written like this: taxable value 80,000 less trade discount 5,000. Trade discount 5,000. 75,000 is payable. Now the point is whether 80,000 is treated as turnover or whether 75,000 is treated as turnover. 80,000 is not treated as turnover, 75,000 is treated as turnover. If turnover is clearly mentioned in the invoice, then exclude that turnover. After excluding the turnover, whatever the balance is there, only that will be taken as turnover. Okay. Turnover discount. Generally, turnover discount means quantity discount. Let's say I went to buy iPhones. If I buy only one iPhone, he will not give any discount. I said I will buy 150 iPhones. He will give some 5% discount. because I am purchasing in lot 150 phones I am purchasing. Quantity discount. So if any quantity discount is given, that is to be excluded in calculation of turnover. And if any cash discount is given, cash discount is not to be excluded. What do you mean by this? Let's say 75,000 is payable, 2 months time is given. After 1 month, amount is paid. See, 2 months time limit is given, but before 1 month only, amount is paid by customer. So as he is paying early, some extra discount is given. From 75,000, 500 discount is given and only 74,500 is paid. Now whatever this 500 is there, this 500 we call as cash discount, correct? So whatever cash discount is there, cash discount is not to be excluded. Don't exclude. This cash discount, don't exclude. That means 75,000 will only be taken as turnover. Are you able to understand? Trade discount given, quantity discount given, volume discount, turnover discount, exclude. But if any cash discount is given, don't exclude in calculation of turnover. Commission on sale. If any commission is given on sale, okay, or if any commission is received on sale, don't exclude it. That commission is like included in calculation of turnover. Let's say I told there is A, there is B. B is agent of A. Now B sold, like A gave one iPhone, 1 lakh rupees. B sold iPhone to C for 1 lakh. From 1 lakh, B reduced his commission. B commission 3,000 rupees and 97,000. 97,000 is paid to. Even though 97,000 is paid, in case of Mr. A, turnover is equal to 1. Are you able to understand? You should not reduce commission. Total 1 lakh will be treated as turnover of Mr. A. Okay. If any commission is given to agent, don't reduce that commission from turnover. Gross amount will be taken as turnover. Next, sales returns. If sales returns, let's say I sold 10 lakh worth of goods, 2 lakh goods are returned. If any sales returns are there, they are to be excluded even if the returns are from sale of earlier years. Sales returns are to be excluded while calculating the turnover. Sale of fixed asset. See, fixed asset, it is capital receipt, right? So whenever you sell fixed asset, that is to be excluded in calculation of turnover. Sir, cash discount is given at the time of purchase. That also excluded, sir. No, cash discount don't exclude. Only trade discount and quantity discount exclude. Let's say for outsiders, I will give 3 months credit period. Pradeep came to me. Pradeep said, sir, I don't want 3 months. I will pay immediately. So for Pradeep, additionally, I gave 3% cash discount. If I give cash discount at the time of purchase only, don't exclude. Okay. Next, sale of investment. It is capital receipt, right? So it is to be excluded. Sale of fixed asset, sale of investment, they are capital assets, they are to be excluded. Again, scrap sale is to be included in calculation of turnover. Shares held as investment, they are also capital receipts, so they are to be excluded. Shares held as stock in trade. If shares held as stock in trade, it is stock in trade, then it will be revenue receipt, so it has to be included. GST. See, whatever GST amount is there, that is not our sales now. Let's say I sold one mobile. Rate of GST is 18%. Let's say cost is 50,000. On this GST at the rate of 18%, how much? 9,000. 59. Now, how much customer will give me? Customer will give me 59,000. Even though customers gives 59,000 to me, 50,000 is my turnover, 9,000 is GST payable to government. Correct? Whatever GST payable to government, this is not turnover. But the thing is, when you are doing accounting, you have to maintain separate ledger for sales, separate ledger for GST. Then only GST is excluded from turnover. When you are writing the entry, you have passed the entry, bank account debit to sales, 59,000. Here, did you maintain separate ledger? You did not maintain separate ledger. Total 59,000 is treated as sales. So, here total 59,000 will be treated as turnover. If you maintain separate ledger, then it will be separated. Are you able to understand? So, very simple. While calculating turnover, when you are calculating turnover, if there is any trade discount, turnover discount or quantity discount, exclude in calculation of turnover. If there is any cash discount, don't exclude. Okay, next. If there are any sales returns, exclude sales returns. Next. Yeah, if there is any sale of fixed asset is not revenue receipt. Don't include sale of fixed asset in turnover. Next, sale of investments, sale of shares held as investments, those are also capital receipts. See, you sold asset and made money. That is not revenue receipt. It is capital receipt. Capital receipt don't consider in calculation of turnover. Okay. Scrap sale include in calculation of turnover. GST. If separate GST ledger is maintained in accounting, exclude GST. If separate ledger is not maintained, include GST also. Okay. So this much. I think it will take another more 1 hour. So we will stop here as part 1. Part 2 also I will do recording today only. I will let you know the time. Okay. Because down the line 3CB, 3CD, I have to discuss much more concept. Yeah, many students here are asking, sir, break. Remaining we will see in part 2. Okay. Thank you.